Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are in the Tier 5 Hyuga. When in doubt, drop down to Tier 5 and seal club some newbies. You guys, if you saw my Pensacola video, then that will be coming out very soon. But if you saw that live, oh man, that was quite the paid actor game. And this is sort of another one. We're in the Hyuga here. Some days, you know, when matchmaking isn't going your way, you just need to drop down, and the Hyuga and the California are some of my favorites at the tier. Now, this game started out, there's a few lessons to learn from this game, and I've also been really trying to mix up my gameplay, right? A lot of people are like, well, you play cruisers all the time. Well, I am a cruiser main, but we've posted a destroyer, we've posted battleship games, we post cruiser games. I think playing all classes, now obviously I don't really play CVs, that they're just boring to me. But by playing all classes, you get a better understanding of the game, of your role, and therefore you can have a better game experience and be a better team player. Now, initially, our role in the Hyuga is to dish out Alpha Strike. This is one of those mini maps, those shortened maps. So kind of turning around and getting that defensive position right away is almost essential unless you want to get focused down. If you can make it to an island, to island cover or around on a flank, then it would be good. But especially for these kind of condensed maps here, you want to make sure that you don't overcommit early, which is part of the reason that I have a girlfriend of 5 years who is yet to be my fiance. But don't worry, soon, TM, soon. I hope she doesn't watch this video. She doesn't really anyway, but she is subscribed, so make sure you guys like and subscribe. Sorry, self-promo there in the middle. In the meantime, we took a shot at that Farragut and unfortunately missed all. This game is actually a perfect example of just the chronicles of RNG. Similar to that Burgone video, except towards the end, if you've seen by the few medals on the clickbait, it gets good. But this is a good example of just kind of taking things slow, right? The game is 15 minutes long, not 4, It's not a competition like in the bedroom to see who can finish first, okay? So take it slow, all right? And here is just a perfect example of RNG. Oh, we get 2 overpens. Give me a break. Oh, but that's okay. We pop the reload booster, and that is when somebody else gets the glorious Dev Strike on the Königsbergs. We talked about the German cruisers yesterday in our Rune video, and they are fantastic, but not if you sit there broadside for the entire world to see, especially at those medium tiers. Those German cruisers like to blow up. I remember playing the Königsberg and the Nuremberg, and I was like, wow, these things suck. But I should probably revisit those. What do you guys think of me doing, a few lower tiers or medium tiers? Somebody commented on my Destroyer video from 9 months ago, and they're like, well, these tips are good if you're a good player. I'm like, okay, thanks for that very insightful input. But what do you guys think of me going back and maybe playing some medium tiers? Now we have the Pensacola. We've done that before, but what do you guys enjoy these videos, or do you want some tutorial type? And remember, guys, I work 12-hour shifts. I get home, and then I try to eat, and then I get on stream, wake up. I train people sometimes before work. So I work 14-hour days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the very least, and then you guys know my schedule, so I don't necessarily have time to go and just create the massive amount of instructional videos that I feel like I need to. But I feel like by talking through these games, you guys learn with me as I go, and you pick up on things. I've had a lot of people tell me that they've learned so much from these types of videos. But let me know what you guys would like to see. There's a bunch of different ways I could go about this. But honestly, I'm just having the most fun right now, just kind of playing solo, communicating, talking with you guys. I feel like a lot of people take this game too seriously right now. And that used to be me. I can understand it. I still get frustrated when I lose. It happened 2 nights ago. There was a teammate who played well up until the final minutes, and I was just like, just go out there and try, right? We were down on points, and there was no reason for this player to sit behind the island, and they did anyway. But did that affect me in the moment? It did. But now I've got some other stuff in my life going on. But anyway, let's get on with the game. You guys don't need to hear me blabber about my life story here. We played that defensive position until we realized all of our battleships were in the back. Now, we did get a destroyer to go on a nice flank, which actually started pushing this carrier away, and that is important later. So sometimes those destroyer players who avoid spotting in the early stages can be beneficial. But here is a little important note for battleship players. We have, 5, 6 turrets here, and we just got one of them knocked. Now, with a carrier being in the game and a few spammers, it is not just don't repair one turret unless you're completely, dark and you know that you can stay concealed there. That is a mistake I used to make sometimes. It feels like you need that turret. And there's another example of RNG: 2 overpens, 1 shatter, and only 2 pens on a fairly low health Queen Elizabeth. But yeah, utilizing your damage con in a battleship is going to help you, not get fire spammed or get a permanent flood or things like that. So use those damage cons in the appropriate moments is a key lesson you guys can take away. Also, another key lesson here, I'm not sure if this Queen Elizabeth was running Will to Rebuild, but we're going to go ahead and mark that. As soon as you kill one of those ships, it becomes very easy to get the other one. But we get our first kill with a nice few 4 overpens. So up until this point, we haven't done that much, but we have 60,000 damage. We've preserved a lot of our health, and we've gotten 1 enemy ship off the board. So, in the first 5 minutes of the game, we've kind of done our job. Again, I like to break the game up into thirds to make it very simple. First 5 minutes, you're developing the crossfires. You're seeing what your team needs. The second 5 minutes is the winning part of the game. So now we got to move in and make a true impact on the game. And then the last 5 minutes, if needed, you got to see what your team needs to win. Sometimes your team is just going to do absolutely everything in their power to throw. It happened last night in the Brindisi. I will actually put that game as a video because it was so frustrating. But here we can see that the destroyer has pushed this carrier away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and absolutely blap him if we can. Now, it looks like he's going to be permanently spotted, and there are a few other battleships here. And this is where sometimes Tier 5 is a little bit more fun because we kind of sail broadside across this cap here and only take 1 or 2 salvos from them. So, the Hyuga is, of course, overpowered, but here's that shot on the carrier. We pop the spotter plane. The Hyuga, are we going to have to pop the reload booster? Nope. Good night. Thanks for playing. 4 citadels. It's beautiful when RNG comes together, but you can see my expression there on stream. And that is when we actually save the reload booster for that Tennessee. He's sailing broadside to us for some reason. Good night. Thanks for playing. We probably just missed the double strike by a few seconds there. But, talking about RNG, we missed a bunch of those previous salvos or got a few overpens, and now we've just gotten 2 kills back-to-back with multiple citadels. So if you're finding yourself trying to manipulate RNG, just don't. Besides obviously the few commander, upgrades that you can do or plotting room or things like that, but just keep playing the game, right? Position yourself and keep playing the game. Sometimes you're going to be on the shit end of RNG, and sometimes you are going to get the 4 Citadel Dev Strike on the carrier. The most important thing to realize is your positioning. That is 80% of the battle, and this is the reason that Chile ends up getting these fantastic games. I mean, as well as myself. It's all about position. It's not about your build. It's not about accuracy or whatever, agile build, whatever you want to think. It's 99% about your position. Here we take a shot, leading him high, and another dev strike as I have a quite the reaction on stream. But we knew that Königsberg was probably, we watched him. He started to turn out, so we aimed up, and he probably actually led himself into that dev strike. The Japanese have some pretty gnarly vertical dispersion, and because of that, a few of those shells, which would have went high if he would have sailed broadside, actually probably landed in his citadel, and we got the dev strike for him. So again, those German cruisers, make sure you're paying attention to your positioning. But that was kill number 4, so you guys know what's coming next here. I don't know. The Hyuga is a very strong ship, but I have never... There's only 1 or 2 ships, really, that I don't think I've ever looked at one particular ship and said, wow, that team has this ship, they're going to win this game. We know that the Worcester and the Colbert, of course, are pretty sort of broken in their own regard, and then for Wargaming to buff the Colbert, but I've never looked at a Hyuga and said, wow, my team it's an instant loss. But we took a beautiful chunky shot on the superstructure and that kind of the upper side plating. Now these shots are going to be, fairly difficult. You want to wait for them to either make a move or aim for superstructure. But at tiers 4, 5, and 6, you can sometimes aim at the upper bow of the battleship, and certain calibers can overmatch. I'm not as well versed in overmatch calibers at tiers 4 and 5 because it just doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't play them that much. But there is the Kraken Unleashed as our team gets the final kill there. So a beautiful game. Like we mentioned, the chronicles of RNG there. But in talking about the Hyuga and OP ships, just get good, right? I remember when Hipper was making all these videos about nerf the Hyuga. I don't think it really needs a nerf, but there's certain ships that sometimes you just need to go out and seal club, and the California and the Hyuga are those ships for me, as well as the Pensacola. But I really enjoy a good battleship game. It feels right when RNG goes your way, but not again. 80 to 90% of that going your way is positioning yourselves to get that, to get those shots, to get those broadsides. But alas, we could hold some of these players by the hand, give them pretty much everything they want, and they would still complain. So do the best you can, guys. Division up if you want to. Go out and play the OP ships if you want to. Have some fun with the game. I am at the point where I just don't care anymore. So it's truly a meme how much some people care. And I used to be that way, but anyway, I think I've transcended above the care of a video game. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm off to work. I'm out. Peace.